What's going on, everybody? It's Top Bets. We're checking back in. We have our PGA live stream coming at you guys here on a beautiful Tuesday evening. As always, I have my man Teaser Nation, or Bet with the Boys, aka Teaser Nation, fresh off of his Harry English 110-1 odd outright winner. How are we feeling, buddy?
First one of the year, man. Feels good for the stream. Hopefully, whoever tuned in took our plays. Told it on stream. We both were pretty high on him. It was good. He kind of hung in there all week. It was a good, long Saturday round. Everyone complaining about the pace of play there, but at the end, he got it done. Kind of held a few guys off there. Some guys were charging there, and kind of beat Novak. So overall, it was a good week. I think I catch obviously English top 20 as well. Dietrich snuck in there, and then few round matchups and tournament matchups cash. So it was a good start.
Yeah, the wind definitely helped English, I think, because
for sure,
the whole key behind the English was tough, long courses, and that wind was pretty brutal. Obviously, they had to suspend play on, I believe, Friday. It was the third round, I think.
Yeah, it was. Friday, or maybe it was Thursday. I think
Thursday,
they suspended. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a great call on your part there for the outright first one of the year. That was probably the longest outright we've probably given out.
I think so.
On a show.
And I think now I think it was just kind of a bad number by the books because we saw him at 61 at the end. So I think 110 was kind of crazy on Harris. We know he's a grinder, which was right into what we thought. So
because when I went to looking to put him, it was at 80-1 already. So it was a bad number.
Yeah,
bad number. So kudos to you on the first outright. If this is your first time tuning in, appreciate you guys. We'll be basically live every Tuesday night throughout the PGA season. We give out our outrights, placements, any matchups that we're looking at, just breakdown of the course. We want to let you guys know kind of a one-stop shop for some DFS calls as well. So just ask any questions if you guys have any. If you're in the chat, say what's up. Appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. I know we have some regular subscribers tuning in, so we appreciate you guys each and every week. This week we go to Pebble Beach. It went down from a 3-course layout basically that they would switch off from the Pro-Am, but it's still a Pro-Am, but now there's only 2 courses. So they're going to play Pebble and what is it, Spyglass?
Spyglass.
And then if there's a no-cut event, this is a signature event. And then after that, they play Pebble for the weekend. So we are going to heavily look at who does well at Pebble, who does well, I think, in short, I think, 150 and below, because Pebble has short, probably the shortest greens, or the size of the greens on the tour. So accuracy is going to be huge here. Teaser, if you want to talk any more about the course itself, we'll get after it.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of it already. It's smallest greens on tour, I think. I think every time we look at it, you'll see Tom Hoagie's a big play this week for a lot of people, just because the proximity of 125. I think the 100 to 125. So there's a lot of laying up off the tee here. You're not going to really need driver around Pebble. So you're kind of looking at within that approach range of 100 to 150. Top 10 strokes gained at total at Pebble Beach. Jason Day's won, which everyone's been on this week. Justin Rose, Spieth, Cantley, Lowry, McNeely, who can also be a sleeper this week potentially. Eric Cole and Nick Taylor. And then a little bit about Spyglass. It's obviously the more challenging course. And then I think this week a key to looking out for is the weather report. I know it's not the most predictable thing, but I think that could really be a wave advantage this week. If the winds are up, this course is going to play a lot tougher. It's only 7,000 yards, par 72, and there's 4 par 4s under 400. So if there's really not as much wind this week, they're going to pretty much get after it. And then really top 10 strokes gain on coastal windy courses. Cantley's on at 1, Scheffler, Wyndham, Lowry, Aberg, Rory, McNeely, and JT. And then just some comp courses, just to kind of go over that. Colonial rewards accuracy, positional play off the tee. Harbor Town's another one, kind of birdie fest, small, short course. And then Wiley, where we just saw the Sony Open a couple weeks ago. So
good for that. Good for that. Yeah. So let's just go into some of our outrights that we're looking at. So anytime we tune in, on the Tuesday slate, we're basically just first glancing the slate, outrights, top 20s, top 10s, top 40s, whatever it is. We'll give all of our official plays to our Discords and on X as well. So just make sure you guys are following us on there. Then we do round matchups each and every week, and then I'm gonna hit a 3-ball. I'm gonna hit a 3-ball for before the season's over. I've gone 3 out of 4 last 3 tournaments. It just done pissed me off. So we're due. We're due. We got Brandon in the chat. He says, "Let's go, guys." Also, Jason Day, Spieth, and Thomas top 20. Are you parlaying that, or are you saying those 3 are going to definitely get top 20? I would like 2 of those 3, and I think I'm going to be fading. Not fading, just not getting to any Spieth this weekend. What do you think, Caesar?
Yeah, no, I would say the same thing. 2 out of 3 guys. I mean, I'm going to talk about Jason Day later on. I mean, he's going to be probably one of my outrights, so we'll talk about him in a bit here. I know we talked about Justin Thomas before the stream. I mean, really, if you kind of look at what he's done so far this week or this year, I mean, I just told you before we hopped on, I think he's either going to win maybe this week or at Waste Management next week. I think he's going to win here soon. He's trending. I think he was second at Amex or top 5 there and another top 5 this year already. So he's strokes gain total wise, he's gaining throughout the bag. So I think Thomas and Jason Day are definitely good plays for even top 10 this week.
Yes. And Brandon clarifies, says just 3 guys I really like following. Yep. If you would have tuned in any time last year, we just would shit on Justin Thomas all season long because I would continue to play him and he would continue to just bite me in the ass every time. So I think I'm still going to go back to him. I really like him top 10 this week. Don't think he's going to ultimately win, but I think his top 10 at plus 130 is some pretty good value there. But yeah, I do like Thomas. You can't hate on Jason Day just because of obviously the track record that he's got. But yeah, just Spieth, it's kind of a wait and see mode here. I'm trying to see what he is in DK. Yeah, he's coming in 7,900 on DraftKings at 5K or at 5%. So I think the field's kind of just, if they're going to play him, I bet you they're going to play the 150 maxers, the 20 max guys are going to just have a little bit of percentage points, maybe a little bit higher than the field there. But I can't personally bet him this week. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, coming off a surgery in the off season, I don't know where he's at all. I mean, we know he's pretty good here. It obviously kind of fits his game because he's bad off the tee, so the positional type helps him out a lot. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to take a stab at him, go for it based off the course history. But I just can't. I know where he's at with his golf game at the moment. So.
All right. So let's just go through the top of the leaderboard or on outright. So obviously Scotty's back. Scotty Scheffler is back in the field. Everyone knows it. And he's plus 400 to win. I mean, if you've tuned into this stream, and we probably sounded like idiots last year. There was just no value on him pre-tournament.
Right.
And then multiple people would probably try to tell us that there is tons of value because that's the best number you're ever going to get because he's going to be leading until, as soon as he gets on. I get that point of view, but from where we sit and looking at these numbers, there's just no way I could take Scotty at 4-1. What do you think?
Yeah, no way. It's 4-1 on an outright, which is insane. I mean, I'll just play the card. He just had a little surgery as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way. That's one reason I'll fade him. Obviously, he's probably going to be top 5 this week. It's Scotty Scheffler. So
what's insane is that he's still the highest rated golfer or highest owned golfer in DFS, not by like a few percentage points. I mean, you're talking 12 to 15% over the field. Mm-hmm. So I think, I mean, if you're playing PGA DFS, it's a great, easy way to fade him this week. I think it's an easy way to fade him. I always try to say, you try to find ways to not play guys, because obviously you can just plug and play everybody. But this week, I think it's a good week to just, fade him DFS wise. And maybe you're wrong, and maybe we're both wrong on this. And then you can see what you can get maybe or in tournament on a top 10 or outright or something like that. But it's just nothing like if you tune into these streams that you're going to take pre-tournament. So then we got Rory, JT, Morikawa, and Ludwig that basically go from 1,100 to 1,800. Any of those 4 intrigue you?
Rory doesn't intrigue me at all. Interesting to see. I mean, he just was in that TGL match last night. Interesting to see how he'll kind of come out and, play his first tournament of the year on the PGA Tour. We talked about JT. I think if you want to, you can start your card with him. I think that's a perfect way to start. This year, I'm just trying to stay away from that under 20 to 1 range. I just don't want to find any, value on those top guys anymore. Obviously, Morikawa, just wait and see about him. I mean, Aberg too. Like, there's a lot of guys there that it's crazy the price that they get and they're not winning these big tournaments besides Scheffler. So, me personally, I guess I'll go right in my first outright, and that's Patrick Cantlay. If we have the little what's the motto here? So we see Patrick here at 3. He's just he's actually been playing pretty good this year so far. Tied 5th at American Express, 15th at the Century. Obviously, he models out well. He's going to short positional courses. He always feels comfortable with that Pro-Am type vibe. Obviously, he's used to slow play. Strokes gained total, course history, he's 4th. Par 5 scoring, 10th. Strokes gained around the greens pretty important here because the greens are so small. Top 10, top 15 in that. So, across the board, and then his course history is just pretty great here. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty insane what he's done here. So yeah, I think just kind of it's a course where you kind of have to think your way around, and we've seen he kind of likes those type of courses. So I think I'll back him at 20 to 1, kind of starting at the top of the board.
Along with that, I mean, you have a Pro-Am on top of this,
right?
And you saw how he did last time he suited up for a Pro-Am at the Amex, top 5. He loves a slow play. I think he's fine. My favorite angle for Cantlay this week is plus 160, top 10. Mm-hmm. So like his top 10 here, along with JT. So both of them should do fairly well. One of the outrights, that I'm looking at, that I'm intrigued by. I don't know if I've seen too much of this guy recently, but Tommy Fleetwood, and only reason is due to the coastal aspect of this tournament. I don't even know what he grades out in.
You can type him in at the top right there if you need to.
It's always good when you have to type somebody in. But 26, 26 isn't bad. Let's see what he ranks up in here.
Yeah, I think his course history is pretty decent here as well.
As it should be. He's pretty good at that. Like I said, windy coastal courses. So not bad. Recent form. He hasn't played really since last year or so.
Yeah,
but
he's done some European
stuff. Yeah. So 45. Yeah. I don't mind that. I think 30 to 1 there on a guy like Tommy Fleetwood is something to consider. Definitely something to consider. You're right. in between Sung Jae and Sam Burns here, and I'm going to see what his ownership is on. And he's coming in about 12%. So that's a little bit more than I thought he would, but that also intrigues me a little bit to take him more on the outright there. So
yeah,
could be someone. He ranks pretty good in both models, or that model, sorry, that I'm looking at as well. So, and then what do you, the other guy, if we're always talking about accuracy on courses, you kind of, hopefully you think I know, or you know where I'm going with this one, but it's going to be good old Corey Connors at 50-1.
Yeah.
Probably the most dot bets thing to do is to go to Corey Connors again, but it just makes a ton of sense. I have no idea what even his track record is here, but just talking of the attributes that you need, Corey Connors fits the bill here as long as he can putt.
Yeah, for sure. I think I played here last year and got a 30th. So I don't mind him. I don't know if, he could potentially win. I would like a top 20 or maybe a top 10 as well. So
let's see what his top 20 is. Let's see. Top 20. And we discussed this, I think, on an earlier stream in the season. I'm a big fan of when you're doing placements, including ties. It's not as juicy of odds, but the amount of time these guys tie is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of pointless to do those dead heat ones, but
right.
To each their own. But I'm always going to do including ties. So plus 140 for Corey Connors, top 20 here at AT&T Pebble Beach. So I think I like that too. Not bad.
I don't hate that. Plus 140 including ties, pretty good number in a small field like this. So.
Yep. So then we got what do you think about Ludwig this week?
Yeah,
he was sick last week. He was my one and done, and he got me 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he can play well. I think he came in second last year here. I don't think I would take an outright at 18-1 on him. I wouldn't mind him in anything else. Like if you want to do a top 10 or take him one and done, something like that, or get him in a matchup. I don't mind him this week, but definitely not outright for me. So
he was second here last year, you said? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Which he's like a robot though. Absolute robot.
Yeah.
All right. Any other ones at the top of the leaderboard you like? Or we can move towards mid-tier and then on to some long shots. And maybe we have another Harris English down here. What do you think?
We talked about him a little bit, but at 35-1, I got 40 as Jason Day. I mean, just talk about, I think his last 5 times here, he's gotten 4 top 10s, and the other one was a top 24 in a bigger field. So that's his track record here. I know like a lot of people are going to be on it, which sucks. That's the one thing. He's also kind of trending in the right direction, I would say. I think he got a top 5 at American Express, got a top 3. Last week, he kind of fell off on Sunday at Farmers. I think last week he gained throughout the bag except strokes gained putting. So you saw he lost 2 strokes here, but he's coming back to a place where he feels comfortable. I mean, his track record's pretty insane here, and he's, trending in the right direction. So
when you're just for the audience out there, if you just look at these right here and they're all green, that means this guy is hitting on literally all cylinders.
Yeah, and then you see the red putting,
but the putting variance, it can flip a switch like that. So
right.
I am totally fine if you're looking through this model, and you see all green on these 4 to 6 categories, and the putting is the one thing that's holding you back. Let it rip, because that can change in an instant. So just make sure you guys understand that part of reading the model.
Yeah. I'm glad you explained it, because it's like, even if you look at this, if you type in Pebble, right? So if you filter by his course history, it kind of leads me to believe he likes these greens. So if you look at his putting here, his last 5 times he's gaining. So that's a great. Obviously, there's some red in there, but looking at his ball strike in the past 2 weeks, recent form, it's kind of adding up to everything getting put together at a place he loves. So that's why I like him this week. I know a lot of people do, so I hope he doesn't get mushed. So we'll see.
I'm kind of stunned that it's a 35-1 number.
That's why I'm really confused. I
guess he's never really won here, but
no.
I don't know. It's still, I thought he'd be like mid-20s maybe. So
yeah, I think it's based on the number. A lot of people take it because it's pretty crazy. You're getting him at 35, so we'll see. But
yeah, the one guy right below him, based on not Hovland or Hovland, I always say that wrong, but Clark is going to be popular at 50-1.
Yep,
and I know he is pretty popular. He's garnering 10 to 15% ownership in DK. I think that's going to increase throughout the week. One guy that intrigues me, and I was watching him on TGL. What do you think about Tom Kim this week?
I guess he's good for the course. Like I think he was a cringe on TGL. By the way, I think he is. He's a little bit cringy, but yeah. I don't.
Goes to the audience. What did you say?
It's a little much there. It's a little forced, but he's in the model top 30. I mean, this guy's like, I know he's won 3 times on the PGA Tour. For me, he's still like an anomaly. I generally can't get this guy right. I don't know. He's been pretty horrible so far this year. 65th at Sony Open and a cut at the American Express, cut in the fall swing. So it's like I don't know what Tom Kim you're gonna get.
Yeah,
he 31 here last year. So I'm not gonna play him this week, but I would understand why you would play him. I guess I would say.
He's just one of those guys that you look at and you're like, he should be there this weekend, right? He should be there.
Yeah.
You look at his numbers and you're like, all right, yeah, like you said, we're gonna get good Tom Kim, bad Tom Kim, and then you just flip a damn coin with that. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit on that one for a little bit. But what do you? Are there any other ones you're looking at more towards the bottom end for some long shots?
Yeah, so I locked in Monday morning for the Discord Tom Hoagie at 90-1.
Yeah. All right, let me stop the stream. Hold on. Yeah. If teaser is on Tom Hoagie, that means you automatically bet Tom freaking Hoagie. This guy is the Tom Hoagie mastermind. It's like he controls him. So just fair warning for everybody watching the stream.
He's been good to us. I mean, we've hit him in 2022 here when he won. I don't know. He's an auto play for me at Pebble Beach. I personally thought the line would have gone down to 70 or 60, but it stayed at 80, I guess, because there's a lot of signature guys in the field. But 90, 80-1, I still would take as my long shot of the week. Last year, top 6. It's going to be tough for him to kind of pull it out in a signature event, because when he won here, it wasn't a signature event yet. So he's kind of trending, I would say, a T8 this year at Century. Last at American Express, gained throughout the bag in a T29. The most important thing with Tom Hoagie is the approach play. I mean, it's literally his game. He's number 1 in the model from 100 to 125 yards. That's all you got to talk about with Tom Hoagie here. The approach play is what you need. It's a second shot course. So
let's see, which has been pretty good the last 4 times that he's played. Yeah.
Yeah. So two shots is
putts very well here too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, ball striking. I mean, gaining 2 shots approach is pretty insane for 1 week. So,
and he's 80-1 right now. 80-1.
Yeah.
Whew. What do you, man? I'm looking at 80-1s. Dietrich kind of intrigues me there.
Yeah, he's a West Coast guy, man. He just keeps playing well here.
Let's look at what does Dietrich rank in the model. Dietrich 32nd. Here we go. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, I was on him last week. He played well, got top 20. I think he's played here pretty well as well. So, not a guy who's going to win. So I would never. I don't know if I would take the outright. So I would definitely do a top 10 though, or a top 20.
4th here last year. Ooh. Okay. Hey, that's intriguing. What's his top 20? Let's see. Top 20 for Dietrich. You're looking at Hoagie top 20 plus 210.
I like that. Yep.
And you're at, where the hell is this guy? plus 200. Plus 200.
I really like that range. And then you also have
Yeah.
just going in that range, Harry Hall at 80 to 1 as well.
Yep.
I'm not going to do the outright, I don't think, but he's also 2 to 1 top 20, I think, including ties. Yeah, he's another guy. I mean, you could probably I don't think you can name 5 players better than him this year, honestly. He's been T8, T10, and T21.
Right.
He's been playing really well this year. He had a 34th, I think, here 2 years ago. So obviously he hasn't really played, but I think his game kind of would be good here. I think a proximity from 50 to 125, he's pretty good in the model. So I think he's another guy that I don't think too many people will be on this week, but he's a sleeper play to kind of be up there when the weekends come around. So
yeah, that range is kind of intriguing.
It's
the 80. I mean, you have Batia, Fitzpatrick, JT Poston, and then I got my boy Min Woo Lee down there too, even though he's been absolutely trash. But that's not terrible. It's not terrible down there. I think some
Denny's there too. We got to talk about him as well. Denny McCarthy.
Yep.
He's 75. Another
75.
Guy. Yeah. Another guy who plays well here. 4th, 26, and 12th. Yeah, I mean, him really is just the putting. Looks like he putts well here. So he's another guy kind of look at for another, maybe even a T10 if you don't want to do the outright. So.
And then one more. I think I got 2 more long shot ones. So the other one that I'm looking at is Keith Mitchell in the Harris English plus 11,000 range. Last 3 times T12, T4, and T54. So good course history. Is actually strokes gained last 2 tournaments, tied for 30, tied for 21st. So I think he's in good form. He is currently 5% as well in DFS. So that's a good 5% or less play. And then what do we got? One more down here. I
think Justin Rose could be a good one.
That's what I was looking at. Yep, right there.
It's kind of an insane number.
Why is that? Why is he 15,000 to 1?
I'm not sure.
15,000.
It's very intriguing. I don't think he wins, but like his course history is probably top 5 here.
He's coming in 2% in DK and DraftKings. That makes no sense.
It's a little weird. I will say this one kind of hurts me, but we got Cam Young at 90 to 1, man.
Oh, stop it! He'll be great, and we won't play him. That's what we do.
You remember when he was 18 to 1 to win tournaments about 6 months ago?
Then it was just downhill from there.
Good time,
Also, all right. So we got some top 20s that we like. We got some top 10s, and we've given out some of our outrights for this tournament. Last week we did this good old game where we're gonna keep track of it throughout the year. And my man Teaser hit his tournament matchup, had Keegan over Greyersman, so he gained a point there. I went Finau over Day, and that was really, really bad. So I have 0 points. And this week, the matchups are not out as we stream. So we are going to put this on to the next one for Waste Management. They should have those matchups out on Tuesday nights. But so that is, but make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday for the Waste Management. One of my favorite tournaments to bet, one of my favorite tournaments to just watch in general. But make sure you guys tune in. And then we also will have all our full cards tweeted out and our round-by-round matchups in our Discords, along with the 3-ball parlays. So we look to cash some more tickets. Any other final closing thoughts you got, Teaser?
No. Let's hopefully get 2 outrights in a row for the stream, maybe. We'll see.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
2 for the stream, and then we get a 3rd, and that's what we call a winning streak. So
yeah.
All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. See you guys.